The Danube Delta is one of the most stunning landscapes in Europe. Much of it lies in Romania. Thanks to its vast wetlands and rare wildlife, it's been named a UNESCO World Heritage Site. During the country's communist era, much of the delta was drained for farming, and that proved to be an environmental disaster. Now, with the help of ecotourism, residents and environmentalists are hoping to strike a balance between development and the conservation.
Fisherman Valeriu Trofimov loves his home. He grew up in the Danube Delta in Romania. Here, the river Danube widens before emptying into the Black Sea. A network of waterways covers 5,800 square kilometers, a paradise for birds and fish. But many here are wondering how long it'll last. The area's been under threat before, particularly during the communist rule of Nicolae Ceausescu. He ordered land to be claimed and tried to set up large-scale industry. In the process, huge spawning grounds for fish were destroyed. Now the zeitgeist has changed.
We need to find a new solution to protect nature and to protect us residents too. We're on the right track.
Many of the 12,000 residents here believe that ecotourism could be the solution. The locals want to attract visitors to this eastern part of the European Union to enjoy the river landscape with its rich ecosystem. The idea of ecotourism started in the village of Mila Duazeci Citre. In the local community center, Ivan Patsayichin has invited everyone to a meeting. 40 years ago, he used to be an Olympic gold medalist in canoeing. Now he's developed an initiative for sustainable development in the Delta. The idea is that conservation is important. Patsayichin urges the locals to preserve their houses in traditional style. He says everyone stands to benefit, but that's not easy.
We just want to rent out little cottages, but have to fulfill the standards of a smart hotel. We can't do it. And then big hotel chains come in from outside.
Ivan Patsayichin understands the concerns, but it's exactly because he doesn't want big hotel chains in the Danube Delta that he's encouraging the locals to get active themselves. At this building site, they're eager to show that living in a traditional cottage doesn't mean giving up the benefits of modern life.
These building materials and this type of construction have almost been forgotten. There are hardly any builders these days who know how to produce loam bricks or how to thatch roofs. But we want to change that.
And there are already signs of success. Some villagers have spruced up their homes and canoes and are now offering lodging for tourists. Valeriu Trofimov is also renting out his home. A room here goes for 25 euros a night with half board. Trofimov still feels happiest when he's out on the Danube pursuing his main livelihood. But if ecotourism can help to preserve this natural paradise, he's willing to adapt to new business models.
Let's now get back to Africa. Morocco is one country in Africa that's playing a pioneering role in the fight against climate change and has therefore launched an ambitious green strategy plan to cope with these threats and, above all, reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Sharon, tell us more.
Of course, NT, this country has ambitious plans. They want to get more than 50% of its energy needs from renewables by 2030. And one key aspect of its climate action plan is Morocco's determination to promote mobility in the future that doesn't rely on fossil fuels. Take a look.
Othman Erbain loves riding his bike. He works as a waiter and can't afford a car. It wouldn't be much good to him in central Marrakesh anyway. Here, the most efficient way of getting around is on foot or by bike.
But Marrakesh is just, inside the wall is the Medina, outside the wall is New Town. takes you 20 minutes, 25 minutes to go anywhere you want. You have to have strong legs and strong knees.
Erbain takes advantage of an initiative called Medina Bike. It's a cycle sharing scheme. 300 bikes are stationed at different sites across the city. Membership costs €50 a year. All the organizing is done via cell phone. And if problems crop up, users can seek help from one of the bike ambassadors who work at the stations 24 hours a day.
It's simple. You just have a code, and you need to know how to use it properly. That's it.
User data is collated in a basement workshop just outside the city centre. This is where Lubna El Hakim founded the startup 6 months ago. It's the first bike-sharing scheme in Africa. 5,000 users have already signed up.
Initially, we'd plan to concentrate on tourists. We set up the stations at main sites, where tourists would see them. But it's worked out even better. The bikes even more than tourists do.
The young entrepreneur even managed to enlist the support of the Moroccan government, which is keen to make the country more environmentally friendly. It's investing in renewable energies, such as solar power. The plan is that renewables will provide 50% of Morocco's energy consumption, including in the transport sector. The Green Energy Park is a 30-minute drive from Marrakesh. Around 70 scientists work here, researching future technologies such as electric mobility. The country's hot temperatures pose a particular challenge. But as engineer Kauta Ben Abdelaziz explains, another major challenge is changing public thinking.
From the technical side, we see the battery and the performance of the vehicle, but then we need to make sure that the electrical cars will be accepted in the city and all over Morocco.
To help this happen, the researchers donated several electric cars to social institutions, such as a home for people with disabilities. It makes it easier for residents to be taken out on trips. And it allows the researchers to see how the vehicles hold up to everyday use. The staff at the home love their new wheels.
We save money. We don't need to fill up on petrol. We use the car a lot, but we only need to recharge it once a week.
But for electric cars to become more popular, they need to become more affordable, says Kauta Ben Abdelaziz. Until then, people like Othman Erbain and his friends will stick to bikes.
So that's all for today's Eco at Africa show. We hope you've enjoyed our latest edition about nature and the environment. My name is Neota Egbe from the Lufesi Park in Lagos, Nigeria.
And of course, visit our website if you want to find out more about our stories, or visit us on our social media pages and have your say. My name is Sharon Momanyi. We'll see you again next week for another edition of the European and Pan-African Environment Magazine. Bye for now.